Hi, thanks for joining me from ComingOutTarot.com. I am about to share with you how tarot can help you identify and enhance your job skills. I'm also going to talk a little bit how you can apply those job skills into items like a resume or into an interview process. I hope this is really helpful, and stay tuned till the end and you'll find out what kind of video is coming up next. Thanks. Hi, so I'm here to talk about tarot at work and how it can help you understand your skills. Primarily, the effort today is to let you know that there is a tool in tarot to help you understand your skills when you're looking for a job or when you're looking to find advancement in your current job. So many of us have trouble narrowing down what our professional skill sets are. I mean, we get the basic things here and there, like we know how to answer the phone, we know how to use the copier, we can all use a computer, well, most of us can use a computer, but what are the skills that we can improve? What are the skills that we can discover about ourselves that we didn't know were there that can land us the job we're looking for today? So I know that, for example, I can make a really, really good cassoulet. But is making a really good cassoulet something that's going to get me a job as a project manager or as a tarot reader? Maybe as a tarot reader if I talk to the right person, but maybe not being a project manager unless I am explaining how it is that you make a cassoulet, because it takes all day long. So that's the effort that we're in today. If you haven't met me before, my name is Seth. I run a website called ComingOutTarot.com, and you can find out more about me by going to ComingOutTarot.com. It is a website for the LGBTQA community. A stands for ally, so it's not just the LGBT community, but all of our allies. This is something that I think is a universal quest for everyone to find the skills that get us the jobs that pay our bills, or gets us in the place that makes us feel like we're doing what we're meant to be doing. And we don't always get a chance to be in that space. So I think this is extremely important and a helpful tool for us to use. So I have my handle deck with me, and I want to use it today to talk to you about, just to show you an example about how we can identify some skills and some of those hidden skills that can make you more attractive to potential or your current employer. So what I know to be true is that we're fairly aware of the skills that we have, or at least we have an idea. Using the tarot helps us identify and pinpoint those skills that we agree with and go, yes, that is very much true. The subjective person, the subjective third party told me that they see this type of skill in me, and I agree that type of skill is in me. The other thing that helps us do is find those hidden skills we may not have been acutely aware of. And I think it's really important to identify those, because they're either subsets of skills we already have that can amplify that skill, or they're a skill that we've kind of possibly pushed off to go, you know what, yeah, nobody really cares about that. But if it's really that good of a skill, maybe they should. Maybe that's where you're meant to be. Maybe that's where that happiness in your career lies. So I think those hidden skills are something that are really important to take a look at. And then you can always take the skills that you are aware of to the next level, and I think that's part of those sub-skills. So what I like to do to work with the skills set is to pull 3 cards, just to identify what at least 3 skills might be. From there, I like to pull 3 more, and then we get to see what those hidden ones are. So if I were to have you sitting in front of me and you wanted to know what skill set I could identify for you so that you could be applying for the job that is your dream job, the one you're meant to be in, then I would shuffle these cards for you, and I'm working with my hand. I think I mentioned this, my handle deck. And then I'm going to pull 3 cards, and we're just going to look at what 3 skills might be your 3 skills. What's interesting here is that I've drawn 2 majors and 1 minor. So the minor is the 3 of hearts, or excuse me, 3 of cups. It's not a regular card deck. Seeing this tells me that you are meant to be in a heart-centered, active type of business. It means to me, and of course this is an example, it means to me that you're meant to be in something like a nonprofit where you're actually doing direct service, maybe not a funder type of nonprofit, but direct service, and possibly social work, right? You are good at heart-centered business that has action to it. The second skill set is the moon, and the moon tells me that you're meant to be in a place that allows you to dream big, dream outside of the box, find a way to come up with ideas and crazy, insane marketing comes to mind type of things that can drive someone forward. So you might be a great marketer, you might be a great communicator, because the moon requires all kinds of communication, but it's a little bit nonconformist, I guess. So marketing communications, it comes to mind for this card. Additionally, this might indicate to me, depending on the time of the reading, that you're meant to be in an intuitive space. You're meant to be in a psychic space. You're meant to be in a space like tarot reading, or being a psychic, or working with some sort of divination. So depending on the kind of conversation we're having, that might tell me you have two different skill sets: marketing communication, maybe divination. And then the third skill is the High Priestess, which would tell me that you're meant to be in a place of spiritual advocacy, or possibly being a priest or a pastor, that type of religious figure. So heart-centered work, marketing communications, possibly in a divination space, and definitely that visible leader, like a pastor or a spiritualist, spiritual leader type of thing. So now we're actually, not only are we seeing some identified skill sets, we're also starting to see some job ideas emerge, right? So let's see what those hidden skill sets might be. So if we pull three more, what are the hidden skill sets that you might not be aware of? So those first three, we have a conversation, you'd probably be aware of some of those. Those are the surface skill sets, the things that we know we're good at. What you might not know, or what you might be holding in reserve that you're good at, the Daughter of Cups. The Daughter of Cups is certainly someone who is incredibly artistic, soft-spoken, but powerful when she speaks. When she speaks, people listen. She's also a very spiritual person, so there's a connect in this for the visible skills and the hidden skills. The hidden skill here, I think, especially looking at the visible ones, is the power of silence and what unspoken words mean. So you might be in this space of communicative fabulousness, but people will probably see that because you're able to hold back until what you say rings powerfully. Another hidden skill, the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man skill is all about powerful acceptance, being aware of what's come before and what's about to move forward, and living in that space and being okay with it. So there's a little bit of gray space. There's a little bit of being able to accept things as they are. It's a really powerful place to be. The Hanged Man is also unique and creative in that he creates his own reality, I think, as he accepts what is true. So the hidden skill is acceptance and creation. That's pretty incredible. Another hidden skill, Aeon, to be able to bring opposing factions together and create something entirely new, is the trait of a powerful and incredible leader. Someone like a project manager who's able to bring different sides of a puzzle together to create a new whole. Someone like a mediator, someone like a politician. So this is a fascinating card that can show some interesting skill. What's amazing about this altogether is that there are 3 majors, 2 courts, and 1 minor. So there's a lot going on in this reading about what kind of skills you might have that are really deep-rooted versus the ones that people see, versus the day-to-day type of skill of being that heart-centered work. So there's a lot going on in this kind of spread. I think it's really fascinating to talk about what our skills are, what our hidden skills are, and how those interplay with each other, and what it can mean when you start to see cards that are either powerful like the major arcanas, incredibly expressive about who we are, like the court cards, and those day-to-day type of experiences like the minor arcana. So this type of reading is incredibly powerful in identifying for you what you're amazing at, what you're truly gifted at, and being able to utilize that in a space like a job market to move yourself forward and advance your career is powerful. That's pretty amazing. So, what do you do after you have that information? I think after you've got all those skills, other than being able to apply it to a job set that might have come about during the course of the reading, like this one seems to be in a spiritual space, then you can take the reading a bit further and do a couple more cards, and I like to add on to this type of reading cages or wing spread or an action to take or avoid. The cages or wings is really about what might be holding you back and what can set you free or move you forward. It's really one of those, it seems simple, but it's a pretty powerful experience to identify what skills you have, what skills you may not have been aware you had, and then to say, okay, now that I know this, what's holding me back from using this information, or what's holding me back? Could it be any of these skills that are holding me back, and do I need to do something about them? Meaning, do I need to enhance them in order to move forward? Or do I need to pull back on some of my skills? Like maybe one of my skills is that I'm just too loud and I can't control the volume of my voice or talking, and I need to be able to pull back, like this other card said that was a skill in this particular reading. So what's holding you back and what can move you forward are two pretty powerful cards that can be added to this experience in order to drive the discussion around your skills and push towards that job application and enhance your interview process. Because you can now, based on what you know, when you find the job that fits these skills, you apply for the job, you update your resume to amplify all of those skills that you have and those hidden skills that might apply. Get that into your resume, get it off. You get the phone call for the interview. Now you can also kick those things into high gear when you get into the interview. These are the things I'm good at. This is where I excel, and that's what I can bring to your organization. And I know that your organization needs these type of things, so let me fill that need for you, right? So it's pretty powerful, I think, to know this information. It's also very practical, I think, and that's part of how I like to do tarot, is ensure that there is a practical side to it so that it allows you to take action and move something in your life forward. I hope this is helpful. If it is, please let me know. I'd love to hear some comments from you about how this has been helpful, or how it could be helpful if I did a tweak or two and found another way to give you some more insight. I do definitely want to let you know that the next one of these that I'm going to do is going to be about getting past a halted job search. So it's basically an outgrowth of this. It's going to take it to the next level. So I hope you'll stay tuned and find out more about that. Just a quick side note, I'm hoping to do this type of format instead of the normal blogging format that I was doing. I feel like I can grow into this space and sharing with you visually what I want to impart to you rather than typing it, because typing it, I tend to type too formally, and I don't even like to read what I've written. I think it's boring. So please also let me know how this format works for you, and if it's useful and if it's helpful. So I really am grateful that you stopped by and watched this video. Thanks.